The message lands at 11:47. 2 words from your cousin, "We heard." Then a photo. A house listing in the next town over. No question mark, just the price and the open house date. You lock the phone. The blue light stays on your face a second longer. Across the table, your friend has already stopped mid-sentence. She saw the glow. She is waiting for you to explain. You do not. The silence stretches. She fills it for you. So it is true then. You nod once. That is all it takes. The assumption arrives before any congratulations. It always does. 3 weeks earlier, the wire hit 2.4 million. After the lawyers took their cut, after the state took its share. The number that remains is what people will never see. They only hear the headline. You sold the patents, or the settlement cleared, or the distant uncle finally died. The origin story changes depending on who is listening. None of them matter. What matters is the number that actually sits in the account. 2.4. Enough to rewrite the next decade. Nowhere near enough to stop the clock. You learn this on the first Tuesday. The financial advisor draws a simple line on a yellow pad. 4%. That is the safe withdrawal rate if you want the money to last. 4% of 2.4 is 96,000. Before tax, after federal and state, you clear maybe 70,000 a year. Comfortable, not free. You still need health insurance. You still need the car that gets you to the office. You still need the roof that does not leak. The advisor taps the pad. People will think you won the lottery. You did not. You nod again, the same nod you gave your friend. The first invitation arrives Thursday. Dinner at the new place downtown, the one with the tasting menu. Your friend insists, her treat. You arrive. The bill comes. She glances at you, just for a second. Then she laughs and covers it. Next time your turn. The next invitation is a weekend cabin. The price of the rental has quietly doubled from last year. No one says why. They do not have to. You are the one with the money now. You transfer your half and feel the number shrink. Small withdrawals. They add up. Your brother calls on Sunday. He does not ask. He describes. The transmission is gone. The kids need braces. The landlord raised the rent again. He talks for 11 minutes. You listen. You already know how this ends. You offer 5,000. He says he will pay it back. You both know he will not. The 5,000 leaves the account. It does not leave the conversation. Every holiday from now on will carry the weight of that transfer. Every joke about money will land differently. You have repriced the relationship and there is no receipt to reverse it. Your sister visits the following week. She walks through your apartment like she is measuring it. You should buy. Rates are still decent. You could pay cash. She means well. You look at the calculator on your phone later that night. 2.4 million buys a house in this city. A nice one. Paid off. No mortgage. The equity sits in the walls and the foundation and the property tax bill that still arrives every year. The money becomes a roof, an illiquid roof. You cannot spend a bedroom. You cannot withdraw a kitchen. The advisor warned you about this. Liquidity is oxygen. A paid-off house is a beautiful prison if the rest of the portfolio is thin. You keep renting. Your sister looks disappointed when you tell her. She thinks you are hiding something. Maybe a bigger number. Maybe a trust. The gap opens wider. At work, the news travels in the usual way. Someone knows someone who saw the filing. By Friday, 3 people have congratulated you in the kitchen. One asks if you are still taking the promotion. Another wonders aloud whether you will even be here next quarter. You smile and say, of course. The smile feels like a costume. You sit at your desk and open the same spreadsheet you opened last month. The same deadlines, the same Slack messages. Nothing has changed except the number in an account no one here can see, and the way they look at you when they think you are not watching. Your parents call. They are careful. They talk about the weather first. Then your father clears his throat. Your mother has been thinking about that cruise, the one they always postponed. Just a thought. You book it for them the same afternoon. 12,000. 2 months of your safe withdrawal after tax. You tell yourself it is right. You tell yourself family is the point. At night you lie awake and run the numbers again. 96,000 gross. 70 net. Minus the cruise. Minus the transmission. Minus the dinners that somehow became your responsibility. The 70 becomes 60. Then 55. The buffer thins. You could quit. In theory. Move somewhere cheaper. Live on the 4% and never answer another email. But the health plan is through work. The identity is through work. The structure of your days is through work. And every person who now believes you are rich would read quitting as proof that the number was even larger. You would confirm their story by leaving. So you stay. The attorney meeting happens in a glass office downtown. She talks about trusts, about irrevocable decisions, about keeping the principal out of reach of future lawsuits and future relatives. You sign papers that make the money harder to touch. That is the point. Harder for them. Harder for you. The wire leaves the taxable account and enters a structure with rules. You feel safer. You also feel poorer. Access has a cost. Liquidity has a cost. Privacy has a cost. All of them come out of the same 2.4. A former colleague texts, he has a startup, seed round, just $25,000 to get in early. You will make it back 10 times. You have heard this pitch before, when you had nothing. Now it arrives with a different weight. Saying no feels like hoarding. Saying yes feels like lighting a match. You draft 3 replies and delete them all. Finally, you send a single sentence. Not this time. He does not answer. The silence is its own verdict. You have become the person who says no. The person who can afford to say no. That is how they will remember it. Meanwhile, the actual balance sits there, growing slowly if the market cooperates, shrinking with every quiet request that is not quite a request. You calculate again. If you never touch principal and the market returns its historical average, you might clear enough to cover a modest life. Might. One bad year and the 4% becomes 3. One family emergency and the 3 becomes 2. The math is merciless and no one else is doing it. They are doing a different math. The math where 2.4 means infinity, where you never have to think about price tags again, where every invitation is your turn forever. You cannot correct them. Any explanation sounds like bragging or like lying. If you say the number after tax, they think you are minimizing. If you say the withdrawal rate, they think you are lecturing. If you say you still have to work, they smile. The smiles they do not believe you. The gap between what they think you have and what you actually have is permanent. It cannot be closed with facts. Facts only make you sound ungrateful, or worse, like you are hiding the real fortune somewhere offshore. So you stop explaining. You nod. You pay for the dinners you can stand. You decline the ones you cannot. You transfer small amounts that feel large. You watch the account and the relationships both change shape. 6 weeks in, you stand in the grocery store and hesitate over the expensive cheese. The hesitation surprises you. You can afford the cheese. That is not the point. The point is that the hesitation remains. Money did not delete it. It only added a new layer of performance. You buy the cheese. You feel watched even though no one is watching. Sunday night the calendar turns. Monday sits there waiting. You lay out the clothes. The same shirt, the same shoes, the bag with the laptop. You could call in. You have the days. You do not. The alarm is set for 6:15 the way it has been for years. You turn off the lamp. The room goes dark, except for the phone charging on the nightstand. Its light is small and cold. In the morning you will drive the same route. You will badge in. You will sit at the same desk. Someone will ask how the rich life is treating you. You will give the same thin smile. You will not tell them about the 4%. You will not tell them about the roof that cannot be spent. You will not tell them about the loan that now sits between every sentence with your brother. You will not tell them that the gap is the real inheritance, the one that compounds daily. You will open the laptop. You will answer the first email. You will do the work because the work is still required, and because explaining why would take more than anyone is prepared to hear. The money changed the story everyone else tells about you. It did not change the story enough to let you leave the building. Monday begins. You go.